Hello and welcome to another Motion Industries how-to video. My name is Tom Clark, I'm your host, and on today's how-to, we're going to show you how to install internal and external locking devices, and in order to do that, we're going to bring on an expert, first time on the show, so let's be nice to him. It's Alan Wheeler from Rexnord. Alan, welcome. How are you, man?
I'm doing quite well, thank you very much.
Excellent. Well, it's great to have you here. I'm excited about all this, but before we get started, let's talk about the locking devices and why we actually want to use them before we actually show folks how to put them on and take them off.
Okay, sure. Locking device is a mechanical device that allows you to mount a component onto like a rotating shaft. Right. What the mechanical device allows for is for a positive retention without having to use special tools or equipment to install it.
All right, well, tell everybody what we got in front of us right here before we actually do our demo.
Sure. Here we have an internal locking device that would be used to go inside of the component that you're mounting. Okay. And we also have an external locking device, also known as a shrink disc in the industry, which goes over the outer diameter of something like this flexible shaft coupling hub to mount it positively on the shaft as well.
All right, well, before we get started, you know what we got to do, right?
Yes, we should wear our PPE.
All right, well, let's put on our PPE. Make sure you got on the proper PPE. You ready?
Yes, I am.
I'm ready. Come on in here. Let's show everybody what's going on. Okay, where do you want to start?
Well, first, let's go ahead and mount the internal locking device. To use an internal locking device, it does mount inside the component.
Okay.
So first, put it inside the component. Okay. Then mount your component to the shaft. Once you have it mounted to the shaft, then you begin to start tightening down all the socket head cap screws in what they call like a cross pattern.
You don't want to do it clockwise or counterclockwise. You want to make sure that you're
correct.
Okay.
You do it in a cross pattern so it doesn't get twisted onto the shaft.
Okay.
And as you go through this, you'll begin to start having them bottom out where they start to get tight. Once they start to get tight, it's important to finish off using a torque wrench, which you can find the values in inch-pounds in our catalog to make sure each one is properly tightened.
Now, exactly how does the locking device hold it onto the shaft?
Well, the locking device is designed with opposing tapers in it. So when you start to tighten down the socket head cap screws, it will press down against the shaft. Right. And at the same time, it'll also begin to expand and press up against the sprocket. Once you tighten it down enough, there is enough pressure there to positively hold it against the shaft.
All right, so we got the internal one. Now let's do the external one next.
Sure. With the external, the principle's the same. You know, you're going to use this on the outer diameter to clamp it down onto the shaft. Okay. So first you mount your hub or the component that you're going to be using. Right. Install the locking device over it, the external, and then you begin to tighten down all the hex screws in a cross pattern as well on this one. Once you have them set against it, it is important to use the torque values in inch-pounds that are available in the catalog to make sure it's positively locked down.
Okay, this is all in place, but let's say I want to remove or I need to reposition because that's just what the job calls for.
To remove them or reposition is about reverse of the installation. First, you loosen up the bolts until you can move everything freely. Once you can move it freely, then it's just a matter of removing the shrink disc, removing the hub, and then you can either replace or reposition it onto the shaft as needed. Okay. And they are reusable.
I was just going to ask you, I was just wondering, are both of them reusable?
Yes, both of them are reusable. Since they do not have moving components in there, they can be reused multiple times. And the value that brings is you are able to replace a worn product or reposition it for proper alignment without excessive downtime for your production.
No, that's incredible. It's quick, it's efficient, and it's reusable. I don't think you get much better than that, can you?
No, absolutely not.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Hey, great first time on the show. Hopefully you'll come back.
Yes, I will.
I would love that. Well, thank you. That was Alan Wheeler from Rexnord. We appreciate it. That was great information. And if you have any questions whatsoever on what Alan was talking about, you can contact your nearest Motion Industries branch location, talk to the rep. They'll be able to help you out for this particular install on our locking devices. You know what else you need to do is go to MiHow2.com and you can catch some more videos about just about anything. I'm Tom Clark. I'm your host. Thanks so much for watching.